New term alert. It's actually not that new, but transabled's making a comeback. Becoming disabled by choice, not chance. Transabled people feel like imposters in their full working bodies. And there's a couple of these people. This guy cut his arm off with a fucking chainsaw.
You know what? I actually remember before any of the trans stuff had any sort of hold on society, when must have been, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago in Canada, TVO had this documentary about people who were transabled. And like, it was, this was before it was, there was any sort of kind of stuff around it where people are, and it was wild.
Well, they have to be very careful about it right now. And that's sort of a lot of the gist of this article is they have to be super careful because they always need to be like, because I don't know if I watched this prison doc back in the day, right? And it was about this prisoner, and it was a guy at the time, but it was like, I want to be a girl. And he was like, if you don't cut my dick off, I'm going to cut my dick off. Yeah. And then he did cut his own dick off in the thing. Yeah. And he was like, I'm going to live as a girl now or whatever, and has no dick. And it ended up like working out or whatever. Like he didn't die, and they ended up.
Good for him.
Yeah, he got what he wanted, right? Good for her. Good for her. Got what she wanted, right? But
yeah, this documentary, I remember there was a guy with a similar documentary, not the prison one, but with the trans-able, and this person was like, I was like, my whole life, I was just obsessed with the idea of not having a leg, and he had told people, and people were like, you're fucking crazy, and then he but he was like, I was miserable having two legs, which is like just so crazy, right? But he's like, I was just miserable. He's like, it was. Really,
that's how this guy said about his dick.
Yeah, and so then he's like, I went into the wood. I grabbed a shotgun, walked out because he lived like in the kind of like near wooded area.
That I was into the woods.
And he goes, I brought a phone with me, and like a cordless phone, because this is how long ago it was. He's like, I brought a cordless phone, and then he took a shotgun, literally just pointed it at his fucking knee, and just like blew his leg off. But then he was out of range, because cordless phones have such limited range.
So he died.
No, he didn't die. No, he somehow, like, I can't remember what happened. Someone like found him like miraculously or whatever, but he did not
plan that out.
But he didn't plan it out, where he goes, and then I go to pick up the phone, and you're like, it doesn't work. You're like, oh, fuck. But could not have been more pumped.
Oh, so when he was doing the documentary, he was like, finally.
Yeah, he goes, finally, I'm like in my true form.
Right. So, but and this is
because you can't get it's an argument that with the trans stuff is because you can get your dick chopped off, but if you go, I want my arm chopped off,
right?
They go, no, but that's insane.
The trans community has like a big problem with these fellows, because they're saying like, I was actually born in the wrong body. Your shit's made up. The same way that they are with transracial, right? They think that like this is undermining because people are like, oh, I want to get my legs cut off, and everyone's like, look at you freaks. And
you're crazy, right?
Right. And then trans people want to be like, yeah, they actually are crazy, and we're not, obviously, right?
But obviously there's real parallels there.
And that's why it's like a touchy subject. So these blogs don't know how to handle it, right? Because they don't want to just be like, look at this psycho that thinks he shouldn't have any arms and legs.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not allowed to.
But they also want to always justify where they're like, but just so you know, like trans is real, this kind of isn't.
Yeah.
Like this is a mental
ours
disorder.
Is the only, and the transracial stuff. I mean, that was forever the OG kind of like poking the hole in the.
That was the original video we probably made about this stuff. Is me and Danny made a video like years ago, which is on probably, I don't know, my channel. I don't know if it's on yours too. But
the drug dealer.
Transracial.
Yeah.
And it was like, I have to tell you something. I'm transracial. We go, what? That's so sick. Oh my God, dude, you're the bravest person I ever met. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can look at
it. We were way ahead of our time on that one.
Yeah, that was like 2015.
That was so early. People were like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, well, you'll see. We go, you'll see.
You'll see. They always do.
Yeah, I reposted it at some point, I believe. But that was like back in the old days.
Yeah.
But they said, when he cut off his right arm with a very sharp power tool, a man who now calls himself One Hand Jason. So this guy's leaning in.
He was always One Hand Jason in his mind.
He's always supposed to be one hand.
He's probably like, how the fuck am I supposed to be? Everybody goes, you know One Hand Jason? And they go, put her there. And you go, so you got two hands, Jason?
Yeah, what's with this?
I'm fucking working on it. They won't recognize my...
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. But he's in the article, there's that guy. There's sort of like a woman in a wheelchair. There's a guy that walks with like a pimp that walks with a limp, but his legs are actually in perfect condition. Imagine that guy. Yeah, you go, oh, so you're like trans disabled? It's like, why are you limping? But it's like he walks with the...
I limping because I've been pimping my whole damn life.
Because he wears his Yankees hat so tilted that he walks with a limp. What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
But the
welcome to other options.
There's this girl that was in this article. They put her in it, and I always see she's like the star of the disabled community because she didn't get her legs cut off. She just rolls around in a wheelchair, which a lot of fat people do.
Yeah.
She just like
that's a tough one to pull off.
But he had for months tried cutting off and crushing the limb that never quite felt like his own. So he's like tried multiple times, training himself on first aid so he wouldn't bleed to death, even practicing on animal parts.
This is the person who did the cut their arm off?
This guy cut off his right arm. Why did you cut off your right arm?
Well, maybe he's left-handed, but that's a weird one, right? Because obviously you want to keep your dominant hand, but that's also the hand...
That's probably the one you hate the most.
Yeah. Yeah,
because you probably really hate your dominant hand.
Yeah, I guess you would. Yeah, that'd be weird.
So he's basically just been looking at his arm like, bye.
Yeah. I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you, hand.
Yeah, he's headbutting his hand. You'll never be mine.
Do you think he ever did the fucking knife on the table game? Goes,
well, it's basically what Cartman had when he was with Jennifer Lopez. Bye. We define trans disability as a desire or need for a person identified as able-bodied by other people to transform his or her body to obtain a physical impairment, says a Quebec-born academic who presents on transability this week at the Congress. So she's basically, and they're actually hearing this bullshit in the Canadian Congress right now, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Congress of the social sciences.
This is the thing, too, with on Ricky Gervais's new special where it's like nothing is mental illness anymore.
Yeah,
he goes, there's nothing is crazy enough to be like it's all just that's the thing, and then you go like, whew.
Do you think that there's a possibility that there is any of these people that are sort of, do you know how we were talking about how, and there was they had another one come out recently, another study where it was like, of all the people taking benefits and disabled stuff being like, I'm Native, I'm this, like it showed that like, white people that were saying they're lying about something. It was like a good percentage of them were lying.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're incentivized to or whatever, right? Do you think that there's someone that's like, listen, I want to be black or trans or one of those things. And he's like, all right, well, like the black thing, there's no disability's good. I can't really be black. He's like, all right, it's the dick or the arm. Like, like, you know what I mean? He's kind of like, he probably knows, like, listen, trans is a little higher than disabled, like wheelchair guy or one-arm guy. Because we know a white one-armed guy, no one really cares that much, right?
No, not at all.
Like, he's just a, comic. He's not getting, like...
he's not getting any brown.
He really wasn't. No,
they're not like, oh, we need again, and that's like the whole bullshit with all the fucking. Everybody goes, oh, we need this and this, and you never are like, we need a fucking one-armed guy.
No, they don't really see that.
Yeah,
but they say it a lot.
Just a white guy.
They say it a lot, but when they say they need disabilities, what they mean is neurodivergent.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's possibly
liberalism.
He's kind of. You know what he's doing is like rock, paper, scissors with his two hands, and one of them is representing his dick, one of them is representing his hand.
This is such a fucking...
He does like a spin the bottle situation with his hand and his dick. And but the one thing I'll say with planned to cut off his dick, but like a hot girl walked by and he got a little chub, and then his fucking dick was controlling the body, and then next thing you know, he just blacked out and woke up with no arm.
No arm. The one thing I will say about these people is I guess they're not hurting anybody other than themselves.
Of course not.
But the problem is with the logic of the trans stuff, and then they'd be like, so you should make, like, the government's like, yeah, we'll pay for your gender reassignment, we'll pay for your mastectomies. Do you
pay for them to do
so
this?
Why should the government, if you're in the not exact body you want, why should the government not cover your fucking arm removal?
Well, the argument for them is that it's that I guess the argument now is they're a fringe enough society.
Yeah.
Even like the trans groups can be like, no, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they're even fringed by those standards.
Let's just ignore those people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're not doing the fucking we'll kill ourselves thing. That's the problem. Is
maybe they don't have to do that.
They need to be like, well, we'll kill ourselves. Well, which they realistically will too, because they'll botch whatever they're doing
and will
kill themselves.
Which has probably happened plenty of times.
Tons.
Many people, like One Hand Jason, arrange accidents to help achieve the goal. One guy dropped an incredibly heavy concrete block on his legs. There's got to be an easier way than that. Oh my God. So this guy, he just took a big concrete block and just goes, I don't even know how you do it. Probably like put it on a thing and then like sit underneath it and then pull the string.
Or something.
Oh my God, brother. Just let the leg live.
This is the trans what is it, transabled equivalent of like the backroom abortions and stuff.
I know.
Just making a mess out of this shit.
Oh, because most of them don't work, right?
No.
And
they're disabled, right?
Well, how do you think? What do you think the best way is if you were cutting off one of your fucking digits? What would you go with?
A finger?
No, arm leg or arm or leg.
Oh, I mean, it's gonna be hard to cut through an arm.
It seems like a simple one would be like try to go to war.
No, you need.
Step on a landmine.
Step on a land, but then you'll have all this other stuff. I mean, if you want to do like a clean thing, I think I told you because this is also a TV. TV was up to all sorts of shit back in the day.
Maybe like, but there was your leg in front of the subway.
There was these two brothers who were really into. I think I told this on this.
Like on the train track?
No, they were. That's not a bad idea. But they were really into body modification, and the one brother had his arm removed, but obviously nobody would do it.
I remember that.
And he had this arm moving attached to the other brother's chest.
Oh, God,
but then
it didn't
work. But like because they figured they're the same blood type, all that stuff. And
yeah, but you don't have arm cords in your chest.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they wanted the arm to work. He just wanted it to be there.
Yeah, but if it doesn't get blood and stuff going.
Yeah, exactly. And they did it like themselves. And
oh my God, dude. Yo, some people are so wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't.
It's not crazy.
I really can't think of how I'd try to get rid of my leg. Maybe you get diabetes and then lose your leg through diabetes. And
you go the long way. You really go. This will take me fucking 25 years and might not work.
Get really fat.
I mean, you got to do it like a butcher would cut up meat. You literally just need like a bone saw.
But you can. How do you do a bone saw to yourself? You're not gonna be able to convince anyone else to do this.
I mean, you know what? The shotgun is actually a good one. I mean, it's gonna hurt.
Shotgun was the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like it's gonna hurt and it's already done, than like it's agony and you're still chopping.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah. I don't even.
You could put it in like a lawnmower.
Lawnmower's not gonna take your leg off. No, a wood chipper. But then I guess you get
could pull you in.
It could pull you in.
Yuck. Yeah. Many people like One Hand Jason arrange accidents to help achieve the goal. Any attempt to injure himself so badly they'll have to amputate it. So that was his goal. He thought, but then the doctors saved the legs.
Yeah.
They came in with good news, which is actually bad news. And now he just limps. So he has a disability, but not the one he wanted.
Something. It's a start.
It's a start. And it maybe hurts less when he tries to chop it off the next time. But that really is like the present. Guess what? You're working a limp. And he's like, yeah, I mean, no, it's good. It's just not exactly what I...
It's like, what? Are you not happy you got a limp? He goes,
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's your girlfriend getting the wrong present.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate the effort. But this has been met with great resistance in both disability activist community and the transgender circles, because a visiting scholar of feminist gender and sexuality studies at Wesleyan University in Middletown, Connecticut, they tend to see transabled people as dishonest people who try to steal resources from the community, people who would be disrespectful by denying and fetishizing or romanticizing the disability reality. So they're saying that they see these people as some other freaks, right?
I don't know, though, because what about the fact that, I mean, women at the end of the day are essentially disabled compared to men.
Yeah, so I mean, at least by society.
Yeah, by society. So isn't that the same thing as a male to female transitioning? You're essentially, that is transabled.
Well, I guess they have a good point here, because they go, when they cut off the limbs or whatever, once they screw it up, they're going to go to the doctor, and the doctor is going to have to pay that much money to do it anyway in places where they have free healthcare, at least.
Yeah. Well, this is a Canada.
No, but in New York, it's like if you go in there and you're just like some guy with no money, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
California too, probably lots of places. People in both transgender and disabled circles tend to make judgmental or prejudicial statements against transabled people. So each try to distance themselves. So the transabled people are like, I'm not that freak.
You think you're a woman? That's crazy.
No, they are. They're disabled TERFs.
Cutting off my arm.
They're trans TERFs.
Yeah, they are.
Do you think it's going to get to a point where that'll be what happened, where they go, basically they're calling the trans people are basically what lesbians were, the hot commodity for a while, and then now they're called TERFs, where trans people are going to get called TERFs because they don't recognize transabled people.
Well, I will say one problem with the whole system is that they don't. They're not like we're LGBT, right? We're a different thing. Like,
No,
they're
I
not
guess
like
not.
we're not the T.
Maybe they will be.
Maybe.
Fellas, this is the New Clips channel. Right now, we're at 3K. Hit us with a subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. Very much appreciated. Let's get to 5K at the very least. All right. Thank you. Peace.